What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Trainwreck. So happy to have you with me. Tonight we have a writer who decides that the hunt for love is nothing but optimism and happiness, and it's just great. We have Rob with his thoughts and Tiffany on her weight loss. But we will get to all that. Make sure Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit the bell, hit all for those notifications so you get all the notifications of all the videos. And it's not selective because YouTube's funny that way sometimes. All right, let's take a look at this story because this writer has some interesting thoughts, which I pretty much completely disagree with, but you tell me what you think. This writer for Yahoo Entertainment, Mick Jost, I think Jost. But he says, I really like 90 Day Hunt for Love's premiere, and this show is giving me one thing the other spinoffs typically lack. What could it possibly be? Because all I saw was no attempt whatsoever to actually live up to what the show is supposed to be. Now, full disclosure, I couldn't care less if these people actually make it. Like, it's entertainment, so it is what it is. But if you're trying to act like this show, 90 Day Hunt for Love, is actually what it's saying and it's bringing optimism, then you are either delusional or you have a confirmation bias and you're just looking at these certain positive things. So, I don't know which it is, but it doesn't really bode well for what the premiere actually was. This writer says, as wild as it is to say, there's yet another 90-day spinoff, blah, 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 blah. Love is another day fine, but it has a unique twist. Singles are all brought to the resort. We all know what this actually is. I already had a feeling that 90 Day Hunt for Love when I first saw the trailer, and the 2-hour premiere proved to me my instincts were spot on. I would say no. But this premiere had all the stuff I typically love, as well as an infectious optimism that had me smiling from ear to ear when it was on. What the hell did you just watch? It had all the things you love and an infectious, what an adjective, an infectious optimism that had you smiling from ear to ear. Was it Usman being basically exposed for being a scammer? Was it Chantel and her weird, I don't know, I might be on something and then I kissed a girl and all these things? Was it possibly the fact that Tiffany is already like, many guys? Was it possibly Rob making out with the random girl who was telling everyone that she likes certain intimate acts, and so naturally, he's all about that, apparently? Was it Courtney talking about the fact that she's basically just there to get drunk? Or was it the plethora of new people that had nothing good to say and just looked like a bunch of randoms they picked up off a beach in Miami? Like, what was it? What optimism did you feel? Please show me the positives. There's a general optimism to 90 Day Hunt for Love that's hard to deny when watching the premiere. Okay, it's very easy to deny because it's not there. When we have many familiar faces, all single and ready to mingle, and for once there's no immediate tension hanging over the series. Yes, there is, like the fact that Courtney slept with Usman for a week, and now we're here. Oh, like the Tim and his ex Jennifer that are there, basically waiting to just go at it. There's no tension? What is this fool talking about? Like, he's just lying at this point. There's people on the show like Rob that I've seen have some incredibly upsetting moments from a recent season. I feel like that for once that doesn't matter. Oh, it matters because he has... Now, I give Rob credit for bringing Jasmine to the mat. That was pretty funny. But he definitely was not perfect in his relationship, nor was Sophie. But he definitely had his issues. Now I guess to see some of the happier moments from Rob. No, you won't. Like I saw his return to 90 Day Diaries. Don't care about that. He got off to a hot and heavy start with the woman that showed him her butt. Yeah, and also told 10 other people that she likes a certain intimate act. And she's just being basically overly flirtatious and she's just trying to sleep with him. So, what? This person doesn't... like, what are you talking about? We'll see if that's a key to a long, healthy relationship. Showing the butt. You know, that's an interesting strategy. Though it seems to be having second thoughts about linking up with her less than 24 hours into the retreat. I know, it's almost like he was thinking with the wrong head in that moment. And she got him. She said, you got to kiss me and I'll show you my butt. Oh my gosh, what an idiot. Rob can be an idiot, let's be real. I'm sure we'll get drama, but I'm ready to see how some romantic sparks ignite. I'm sure you are. Even though I was critical when 90 Day to Single Life turned into the Chantel Everett show, it's hard not to be excited to see her and some other divorced 90 Day cast members get excited about falling in love again. She's not excited. She said she's not connecting, and one big thing's lingering over. It's the fact that she kissed her friend and now she's confused. Why is Chantel even there when she's confused about what she even wants in a relationship? But no, you're like, I'm glad to see she might want love. Like, okay, delusional. Even if some of these cast members can be frustrating with their storylines, I ultimately want all of them to find happiness. I want all of them to find relationships off of a TV screen, so none of this is contingent on getting views, because that's all they want. They only want the spotlight. None of them are actually there for love. Rob can lie about it all he wants, and we'll watch something from him in just a second, but it's all just for the views. The vibes of the first episode have made 90 Day Hunt for Love enjoyable in a way I haven't traditionally enjoyed shows in the TLC franchise. It's essentially the same concept of 90 Day The Last Resort. Yeah. Except everyone here should party and try to have fun in between all the matchmaker activities. You mean like speed dating in a hot tub with alcohol being applied to you? You mean like dating 101? Those activities? No, this is just Hookup Island. That's all it is. Hookup Island, ready for drama. And this writer has no idea what they are talking about. None. Zero. Doesn't have a clue. That whole article was one big lie. That whole article was someone watching the show, knowing what they want to see, and pointing out things that are basically go to credence of what they want to see, which is confirmation bias. You're only looking at the stuff that you want to be true to your point of view. Very difficult, but then when you write or very difficult to really sell something in that way, and then you write a whole article about it, I get it's an opinion. But damn, at least have an opinion that kind of is grounded in reality. If you actually watched the episode, which I assume you did, because you're talking about it, so I'm sure you did, then you would at least have some negatives. But no, the only thing you could really say is, I'm sure there will be some drama. This is a delusional take at its best. At best, it's a completely delusional take. At worst, it's an outright lie. So, but interesting, and, maybe this dude just is optimistic, I guess. I'm more of a realist, so I'm going to call it where it is. And I haven't seen much of these shows where I can just have a positive, great review like, oh my gosh, that was so fantastic. Although, it is what it is. They put this drama out there. They put this madness. They put all this garbage in front of me. I'm going to call it garbage. Just like the garbage therapist. But I digress on that as well. Let's see what Rob had to say a little bit when talking about the whole Hunt for Love situation.
It was a good opportunity to get back in the dating scene.
Was it?
I mean, 3 weeks in paradise with singles. Who would turn down an opportunity like that?
It was a good idea to get back in the dating scene, but 3 weeks in paradise with singles. Clearly, he is not there for anything other than to have a party. Rob is doing a great scam right now. First, he went to the Last Resort, which was in the desert, but it was a nice resort. It looked like it could be fun there. And yet, that was the last resort doing therapy or whatever. Nah, it was a vacation. And then you rolled that into, okay, it's been about a year probably since they shot that. It's like, time for another vacation. Call you up 90 Day Hunt for Love. You want to come, Rob? Yes, I'll go to that. Rob is playing the game very well. I will give him credit for that, but it ain't about love. It is about lust and partying.
Have you heard from Sophie at all, and what was her reaction for you?
What was Sophie's reaction?
As soon as I knew I was going to go, I let her know.
So, okay, y'all didn't have any reaction. By the way, y'all were hooking up, y'all were doing all these things, and before you came on the reunion show, and yet y'all said it's probably better if y'all just separate because this is just going nowhere, and on top of that, y'all hooking up just ends up being toxic anyway. But yet you felt the need to let her know that you were going on the show. Also funny to say is that he's trying to hide the fact that he's still technically married because he doesn't want that to create drama, but yet you're still communicating with your soon-to-be ex-wife and letting her know what's going on. If he can't separate that, if he really truly wanted this to work, it is not going to happen. Rob, you need to get your priorities in order. There's no reason you had to tell Sophie anything. Just probably, I mean, I understand what he's saying, probably because if you're on TV or whatever, but who cares? Y'all clearly can't get along. Do your own thing. She don't need to know. And if you're still going to be letting your soon-to-be ex-wife know, how are you going to make some sort of new relationship work? It's not going to. They're not having it. So, Rob, clearly you haven't changed anything. So obviously this is going to be nothing more than Party Central. But we'll see. But on a lighter note, a little bit, I still have a little bit of criticisms. Tiffany's weight loss. She decided to open up about what happened with her weight loss. And she lost a lot of weight and she looked good. She looks good. She lost a lot of weight. She reveals how she lost more than 100 pounds. Now, I saw this. I'm like, okay. She either had some sort of surgery or she's using Ozempic. Let's be real about it. People are trying to use the quicker way most of the time these days, and I'll tell you why that's not the best thing, but let's see what she says. In addition to seeking romance, she also had she talked about her weight loss journey. I got to almost 300 pounds. That's a lot. And I don't think she's particularly that tall, so she was definitely carrying a lot of weight around. That's very unhealthy. It really is. And I realize it's my relationship, it's my self-worth, it's everything all together. I said enough. I need to do something. Okay, great. She noted that she had weight loss surgery in 2021 and lost 70 pounds from that. And she went on to lose 40 more. The rest was just pure willpower and struggling. Okay. This is the thing about weight loss surgery type things. Now, whenever I talk, especially things with weight loss, addiction, things like that, it comes from a perspective of having been there. I, at one point, was over 300 pounds. So, been there, done that, live a healthy lifestyle, know how well this can do for all kinds of things. Mental health, well-being, just feeling great about yourself, confidence, all of those things. It's really powerful. The problem with doing the weight loss surgery and thinking, okay, I'm 300 pounds, how can I make this work? A very small portion of people have an actual disorder or, thyroid issue or something like that really makes it extra difficult to lose weight. Most people can lose weight from exercise and diet alone. When you do it that way, it does take longer and it's hard. It is. It's hard. I'm not denying that it's not hard. But you develop those habits. You take it upon yourself to look into diet or read books or whatever, to look into exercises, find the best way for you. Maybe get a personal trainer. Some gyms offer them anyway. Start that way. Start the journey yourself and the journey to be able to keep it off. That's the key here. Weight loss surgeries, Ozempic is really notorious for that. They aren't always the most long-term things because one problem with weight loss surgeries, at least for a good while, depending on what weight loss surgery you have, it's going to cut out some of your stomach. It might shrink your stomach, so you're not going to be hungry. But if you don't develop those habits to eat better foods, it makes it difficult to actually get healthy foods and be able to reach some of those goals. And once you hit plateaus, it makes it even harder. Ozempic and things like that, people lose weight so fast because they're not hungry, but they don't develop the habits to actually maintain these things long term, and they gain the weight back eventually anyway. So, all that to say, if you're thinking about some sort of weight loss journey or getting healthy, just one thing I would recommend is definitely looking into diet plans, looking into different kinds of diets, what kind of food you like, because you need to play it into your diet as well. Looking into exercises, what can you tolerate? Body weight exercises are perfectly fine at home. Walks, there are a lot of simple things you can do without even joining a gym. If you don't have money, which been there many times. If you don't have, if you don't really want to lift weights right away, there's a lot of things you can do to get in the swing of things and get those habits and lose the weight. It takes time, but you keep it off when you maintain those habits. So I thought that was a good opportunity because, look, she looks good. I'm not denying that at all. She looks good. She lost a lot of weight right here. She lost a lot of weight. She looks good. I hope she maintains it. I hope the surgery works for her. But I also would bet on the fact that she really didn't need it. And had she worked towards that willpower or worked towards building those good habits, she could have done something that was less invasive and just done diet and exercise. So props to her. I love nothing more than seeing someone who really, really makes these strides towards health, because it really can be dangerous to be overweight like that. But also it can be better in the long term to do it in a more natural way. So, But good for her. I'm happy for her. I really am. Hopefully she doesn't go too crazy here because it doesn't look like the whole love thing is actually going to happen in any kind of good way. But she lost weight though, so happy days for that. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends, and make sure you hit that bell to say all notifications so you get all of them instead of just some, because YouTube's funny sometimes. I will see y'all next time.